It's your boy Frank Gore. I'm listening to 49er Rush, Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I love it, man.
It's time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? Oop, I got to take that little quick banner down. Nice way to start the show, baby. It is great to be with you guys. I didn't plan on doing a podcast tonight, but had an awesome dinner with the family. Wife made tacos. They were delicious. And yeah, you cracked open a beer, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to jump on and talk some 49ers football. And I thought, why not? Let's get mock draft season underway. And, you know, again, I wanted to go through this with you guys. So shout out to the Countdown crew, all the hashtag CCs. This is episode number 497, which means we are 3 away from episode 500. I'm going to be putting some details out soon on Twitter, Patreon, and all other places. We got to do a big giveaway. Not quite sure what I want to do yet, but we'll figure something out. So we will be getting that up there soon. Thank you, all the hashtag CC people. Again, if you've never taken part in the Countdown crew, it's relatively chill. You don't have to do anything. It doesn't cost anything. Just subscribe to the channel. We go live on Facebook, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So those are all places that you can subscribe, turn the notification bell on. And when we go live, the first 90 seconds of the show, you do hashtag CC, you're entered into the contest. That's it. And so the giveaways and all that stuff, that's where it's going to be. But today's going to be weird. You're not going to see my pretty face near as much as you're used to. So I apologize about that. But what you are going to see is we're going to be doing a live mock draft through it's an awesome website. I really do. It's the Draft Network. I do subscribe to them. I support them. They don't support the podcast. Maybe I should reach out to them. I don't know. But again, they're not paying me. I actually pay them. It's the exact opposite. But I thought it'd be fun just to share that, and let's go through the process. So why not? Tommy says, is your son out drag racing tonight? My oldest recently passed his license test, got his driver's license, which is awesome. No, he's not out drag racing. He's about to head to the gym. He might already be there. He's a gym rat, so that's kind of his thing. Thankfully, not out drag racing. Man, from I cannot DRG. Thank you so much for the gift. He says draft season, baby. I love it, man. I absolutely love draft season. I remember being so young and my family members making fun of me because I would watch on ESPN the entire first round of the draft. Then I'd switch over to ESPN2, and I'd watch the entire second and third round of the draft. And I'd wait through commercials for the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Like, I'm tone deaf, so that doesn't sound anything like ESPN. I apologize for that. Good thing it's not a singing podcast. Just to watch the ticker. You know, how far away are the 49ers? Has any trades or picks taken place? Like, the draft always captivated me. It's a combination of college and NFL together. Oh my gosh, all 32 teams are involved. What's not to love? And so I'm excited. I love this. Shot J says, thank you, man. He says, hashtag CC equals instant elevation of your inner zen and feeling of awesomeness. That is beautiful. I love it. Bro Montana, appreciate it. He says, what trades in the draft could we do to move up? Yeah, Boya Mafe is a guy I like. Love seeing your notifications every time. Thank you, Bro Montana. That is awesome. Dr. Steven says, you listen to Draft Dudes? Yeah, I do sometimes. They're not, they're good. They do great work. Again, they work with the Draft Network, who we're going to be utilizing their interface today. Yeah, they do some great work. I listen to a lot of draft podcasts during draft season, obviously. I listen to some of them during the off season, but yeah, they do great work. Really good dudes, really good dudes. Let's see here. 49ers faithful forever. He says, John, what's the best case scenario in terms of Jimmy G value in a trade? And I think that's huge. And I think that's a great launching point because as we jump over, so sorry guys, I disappeared. Let's walk through this because I am going to be trading Jimmy G in this draft. So we're going to see kind of where I think he should go. Now, we're doing a full 7 rounds, and if it's kind of small on your screen, I do apologize about that. But I want you to kind of see the interface and kind of whatever. Again, they do not pay me. I'm just doing this because. So we are the 49ers. We're doing all 7 rounds. Now, you cannot trade players. And so I started the draft, and it goes pretty dang quick. I will say that. Now, the 49ers don't pick until 61, bright and early. So I'm just gonna let the draft fly by. I think pick 40 is a logical place for the 49ers to wind up. Again, if you look at just kind of who's in this range, right? You might be able to get a first-round pick, but again, you look at this. Dallas at pick 24, no. Buffalo, no. Tennessee, no. 27, again, if you listen to our previous podcast, Jimmy Garoppolo to the Bucs makes 0 sense. I love how I got quoted for saying I'm a better fit in Bruce Arians' system than Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a no. Green Bay, that's a no. Dolphins, that's a no. They're sticking with 2. Kansas City, that's a no. Bengals, that's a no. Last pick in the first round is the Lions. That's a no. So you got to keep going. And I think the first possible place that you could look for a Jimmy Garoppolo trade just for a pick straight up, and really it's based on team. Even if you think Jimmy Garoppolo is worth a first round pick, it would be pick 36. The New York Giants. It's in conference. We spent some time talking about that. But that is a very strong possibility. Now, you got pick 36 a possibility. You got pick 40, which I think is the most likely. You got pick 42. You got pick 44, the Browns. I think that they're an outside shot. And pick 47 with the Colts. And maybe pick 49 with the Saints, even less so. So let's go to the middle. So I'm going to go to pick 40. And now you cannot trade players, so we're going to cheat a little bit. Here you go, a little peek behind the curtain. We're going to trade. We're going to trade with the Broncos, so you can go here and you can switch back and forth between which teams you're wanting to trade against. I'm going to trade the Broncos. Click next there. Now, because we're trading Jimmy G, and again, you cannot trade current players on here, so I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. I'm going to offer our second and third next year. I would never do this. But I'm going to find a way. Oh, I didn't click on their thing. So I'm going to offer a second, third, and fourth in 2023. Again, I would not do that. Just so I can get their current pick, number 40. So this is Jimmy Garoppolo for the 40th pick to the Broncos straight up. Now, if you're like, oh, we're not going to trade him to the Broncos. They're going to get Aaron Rodgers or somebody else. That's fine. I don't care. This is just for the opportunity to see what type of player we could get in the draft just straight up. Okay, they accepted our offer. So here you go. Here's the big board that is available. Now, if you look at the team needs that the Draft Network set up for us, they would say interior offensive line. I agree with that sentiment. Corner, wide receiver, edge, safety, and then you get to some secondary needs. Now, I put out a tweet earlier today, and I said, I put a couple players out there, and edge and cornerback seem to be the most likely or wanted, should I say, positions. So if you just look at what's available, Perion Winfrey, who I really, really like as an interior defensive lineman. He was, dominated the Senior Bowl, looked great. People are saying they don't want him. Now, if we're just looking for edge players, let's filter this and look at edge guys. You got Kingsley and Yagbare. I love his name. South Carolina. 49ers have drafted Stanford players the most. South Carolina is the second most drafted school by the 49ers in our history. We're obviously going to know a lot about this guy because of Debo and Kinlaw. It is a possibility. Josh Paschal, who I like. You got Arnold, awesome name from Penn State. He's a fun player. Majai Sanders, I like a lot as well. There are so many guys in the draft class at the edge position. I think there's 3 very, very deep positions which work well for the 49ers. Edge, offensive tackle. And if you look here at offensive tackle, you can see the numbers. There are a lot of guys there that fit. And the wide receiver position. That is the strength of this class. You can see Christian Watson there. That's Trey Lance's teammate. A big physical wide receiver that can play outside, block. He can play all 3 positions. You got George Pickens, who I really like out of Georgia. Would have been a top 10 pick if not for all of his injuries. I can hear 49ers fans now, please, God, do not go. for a what's it called? A injury-riddled player. Now, if we look at cornerback, which I want everybody to throw in the chat. Do you want me to focus on corner or edge? I think those are the two positions that we want to go. And I always get people whenever I put questions out there about the draft. So type in corner or edge, and we're going to focus on that. Type that in the chat right now. But I always have somebody in the chat every time say, go best player available or BPA. Let me just tell you something, everybody. That is not a reality with the way the 49ers draft. They don't draft that way. They don't draft that way. If you want to look at a team that does do best player available, it's the Green Bay Packers, where they will trade up and they will take a quarterback even though Aaron Rodgers is still there. They'll draft a running back even though they have 2 running backs. They'll draft a fullback. They don't care about need. The 49ers are a position-specific drafting team. Okay? I'm seeing edge or safety. A lot of people keep saying safety. If you look at the safety position, there are some guys that are very commonly mocked to the 49ers. Jalen Petrie is one of those guys out of Baylor. I like him a lot. You know, he's 54 on their big board. We're picking at 40. There's Lewis Sine from Georgia. He's a hell of a player. There are some of those guys. I don't think that safety is as big of a need for the 49ers because the 49ers don't value that position. Jimmy Ward was drafted by another team, not us. And Tart was drafted by another team, I believe, not us. They haven't spent any draft capital there. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. So let's see what's going on. Edge by far is winning this argument. I'm seeing a lot more edge votes. So let's jump over there to edge. And you can kind of see who's available. And you can click on them and it expands out. So Kingsley out of South Carolina. He's an edge player that is multiple with its fronts. So that's kind of what he brings. He's 6'4", 265. We like multiple versatility. He's the highest player ranked, 59th overall. Josh Paschal from Kentucky, 6'3", 278. I love this dude. Now, he's a 4'3" base end, 3'4". He would fit in, even though his body type's different than Eric Armstead. I do think that he's one of those guys that can play outside, inside when we do our NASCAR package. He could be one of the guys that plays outside on base downs. Not a true just edge guy. He's much more of a, solid player. You got Arnold Ebiketie. I'm sure I messed that up. I need to go through my pronunciation guide. But this is just a practice, not so much in who we should take, but what are the type of players that are available at these positions so that you can start to pay attention and learn who you like and who you don't like. I'm throwing up all the Patreon video breakdowns of all these players. Just did another one on a corner that I did like a lot today. That's up there. This guy's a wide 9, aggressive gap penetrating front. Guess what we run? That's exactly what we run. Majai Sanders, who I like, he's a smaller guy, only 255 out of Penn State. But man, he's a 4'3" weak side end, would go perfectly opposite Bosa. And again, another wide 9 alignment. So if you're asking me who's the best fit for the 49ers and kind of our, whatever, if I'm just looking at these top guys, I'm going to say Majai Sanders and I'm going to say Arnold out of Penn State. If you're looking at just who's the best player available, it's definitely Kingsley out of South Carolina, 6'4", 265. So I'll give you guys just a couple minutes. Let's go through these. You can type in Majai for Majai Sanders from Cincinnati. You can type in Arnold from Penn State. Or you can talk about Kingsley from South Carolina. And we'll speed up the process as we get to some of these other picks. But I want to know kind of what you guys are looking for. And I want to see kind of, exactly, these guys that are on your agenda. And we'll get to all the other stuff as we keep going, and we'll speed up. Obviously, spend a little bit more time on the earlier ones. And again, if the draft is your thing, oh my gosh, guys. The draft party that we're throwing it in Las Vegas is going to be unreal. Elijah Mitchell, Fred Warner going to be there in person doing meet and greets, autographing 8x10 photos for you guys, taking pictures with them. That's going to be on the table. It's going to be incredible. We're going to be broadcasting live. We're throwing for the first round of the party, we're going to be on the Strip. It's going to be awesome at the Mandalay Bay in one of their brand new clubs that they just got finished renovating and building. It's incredible. It's only been open for a couple weeks. We rented the whole damn thing out. We're pushing the chips in. So if you want to come party with us, in Las Vegas during day one of the draft with actual 49ers players, head to 49ersrushroadtrip.com, get your tickets, and again, you get a pick. So like a lot of people who have like a spouse that perhaps isn't as diehard of a fan, we've priced the tickets in a way that you're going to get what you want. And they're all very, very cheap for what we're spending. This includes drinks, food. I mean, it's unreal. So if you want to pay for a ticket to meet the players, you can do that. If you just want to get in and hang out, you can buy a general admission ticket. If you want VIP and you want to be the first person that gets to hang out with these guys in your own booth and be catered to and treated like royalty, we've got a couple VIP booths set up for you as well. All of those are available. And again, this all goes back to support the podcast. 49ersrushroadtrip.com. Check it out. If you have any questions, email me as always. 49ersrushpodcast@gmail.com. That's where I can answer your questions. So, seeing a couple things in the chat. I love it. We're getting it. It's kind of split. I'm seeing Sanders. Yeah, as Sanders definitely getting the most votes, and I think he's the best fit. I really, really do. So with our first pick, Jimmy Garoppolo traded the 40th pick overall. We're going to take Myjai Sanders, edge out of Cincinnati, and I love this pick. And so the 49ers, we got our first pick. We're getting a trade offer. Do we want to trade up? Somebody wants our second rounder, number 61, and our fourth rounder, number 132, to jump up right now, pick 44. Well, let's just look. Okay, let's look at this counter offer. Who's on the board? Are there cornerbacks that are still available? I think that's the next pick we would like to go. Man, there are so many corners just sitting there. And you can look at these numbers. Kaiir Elam is the highest pick, but he's not really fitting our scheme. He's more of a taller guy. The 49ers are going back to this idea of 6-foot corners. They're not looking for 6'2", 6'3" guys. They just have really stayed away. So I want to say no. I'm going to decline that trade. Let's resume the draft, and you can see kind of these picks that are going on. We got another trade. I'm going to decline it. I kind of want to see. We'll do another podcast eventually where, you know, we get on there and we play with all these trades and all that stuff. But right now, I just want to see kind of who's going to be available in the positions. Man, we're getting lots of trade offers. I love it. Who's going to be available in the positions when we're actually picking? That's what I want to see. So again, we're on the clock at 61 now. Who's there? What's this look like? Corners? Oh my gosh, there are some good corners left. Mario Goodrich, I like him. Alontae Taylor, Marcus Jones. Oh, I really like Marcus Jones a lot out of Houston. He's a 5'8" guy, and man, he's a perfect slot corner and amazing returner. I think that this guy could step in day one. I really, really like Marcus Jones. Mario Goodrich out of Clemson. He's incredible. Clemson has not one, but two amazing backs. And he's just a really good corner. Developmental, starting outside corner, fits both situations. I really, really like him a lot. Alontae Taylor, another 6-foot corner, developmental starter, special team standout. There's a lot of fits here. Now, when is our next pick? You got to look a ways, man. So we got to make this pick count because we're not picking for a minute. If we just go to the big board and kind of see what's available. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm seeing it. And I'm not the only one that saw it, I don't think. Niner by nature. Jalen Petrie is sitting there. Safety from Baylor, who I think a lot of people would be fine if we got him at pick 40 overall. If he falls this high, he's the highest rated player on their big board right now. Trey McBride, he's a fun guy out of Colorado State, probably a number 1 tight end. Isaiah Likely tight end, but no, not messing with the running back. John Mechie, wide receiver out of Alabama. He's incredible talent. It did suffer an injury late, but he's still incredible. There's interior offensive line. I think this is just too good to pass up, guys. You got to take Jalen Petrie out of Baylor. I think you do. And you fortify that safety position, and now you have depth. Where if Jimmy Ward walks in a year, you're just fine. I'm taking Jalen Petrie. I don't care what anybody says. I love that pick. And now we got our edge guy. We've got our safety. We're shoring up that defense. The question kind of reposes if you do this, right? This is the economics opportunity cost question. 49ers have not addressed in this draft so far anybody to help Trey Lance. I'm okay with the positions. because we got some for sure talent. Man, offensive line and wide receiver needs help. Even if you bring everybody back, including Laken Tomlinson, who is priority number 1 for me, you've got to figure something out. Tommy, what about the O-line? Center, wide receiver. I am with you guys completely. Now, we are back on the clock at pick 93. Let's see what we got here. Let's go through interior offensive line. Now, we're picking 93, and this is important to make sure that you pay attention to where the value is and where you're drafting, okay? Spencer Burford, you look at this guy. He's undersized, UTSA. What's up? The Fighting Roadrunners. He's 6'5", 295. That's exactly the scheme that we run. Now, he could be an offensive tackle. He could be interior. He fits what we do. He's kind of a Brunskill type build. You got Alex Lindstrom, who's the brother to the other Lindstrom from Boston College. Developmental center. I like that. You got Justin Schaefer for Georgia. Most Georgia players aren't going to fit what we do because they're a power scheme on the offensive line for sure. Oklahoma. Nobody coaches offensive line like they do. Can play left or right guard. Power run scheme. He fits kind of everything. We missed on the guy last year. Donovan West, 6'4", 300. Yeah, zone blocking scheme. Lots of versatility. I love that. Has he played center? Again, I haven't gone through all these guys yet. I will on Patreon. But if I'm guessing right now, I'm taking Alec Lindstrom out of this position. Let's go check the wide receivers because you got to get a wide receiver or 2 in this draft. Jalen Tolbert. He is a fun guy with some extreme traits. 6'3", 190. He can burn. Khalil Shakir from Boise State. 6 foot. You know, what does he kind of do? Yeah, route running, he's average. I want somebody that's going to blow me away. Alec Pierce. Oh, I like this. Another 6'3", multi-sport guy. Big slot. I think those are going to be my 2 choices. So here we go. I'll put it up. Alex Pierce, wide receiver, Cincinnati. Or get a center prospect, interior offensive line, Alec Lindstrom from Boston College. So you could type in wide receiver, or you could type in interior offensive line or center. Let's do that one, man. Let's get that, and let's get this going. So which one would you want? You like the wide receiver from Cincy? I'm seeing that one. Again, let me know what you want. Alec Lindstrom, interior offensive line, Boston College. Or should we go with the wide receiver? That's going to be, again, another big slot. He could play outside. All those things. That's Alec Pierce. I'm seeing Velus Jones from Tennessee. He is on there as well. 6 foot, 190. He's fun. Return guy, super, super quick. There's no doubt that, you know, Shanahan likes those guys. But again, look, he's number 158 on the big board. I think we can wait. We're at pick 93. So I'm going to wait off on Velus Jones. Now, that is and again, kind of the conversations you have in drafts. What if we go interior offensive line here, and then Velus Jones is sitting there on our way back? So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm not seeing Calvin Austin. I'm not seeing him. So I think we're going to swing, and I love these votes. I'm seeing this on there too. Adam Garcia says Lindstrom. Adam knows what he's talking about. Bro Montana, interior offensive line. Allen, center. I think we're going to do it. We're going to Alec Lindstrom, interior offensive line, Boston College. So we got our edge guy. We got our safety. We got our interior offensive line. Man, wide receiver is going to be a huge need. Definitely could use, you know, we still don't have a corner. This is why you do mock drafts, right? Everybody talks about all the different positions that the 49ers need to fill. You can't fill them all through the draft. The good thing is this takes place after free agency, so we will have some of these positions shored up. But cornerback is a major need in this moment. Wide receiver, we'll see if a stud falls, but you know, with where I'm sitting right now, I'm thinking wide receiver and corner. Corner definitely needs to be the biggest priority. Here we are at round 4, pick 132. Let's open up the cornerback. Oh, we got some guys. We got some guys that I like here. Again, it's a nice cornerback class. You got a 6'2" out of Missouri. Evans, that ain't going to fit it. He doesn't fit our profile. Monteric Brown out of Arkansas. We've drafted Dre Greenlaw, Arkansas, so we got a little bit of an into that program. 6 foot, 190. He's a boundary corner, primarily zone, but can play man-to-man. I like that. Nope. Josh Williams, too big. Jack Jones, 5'10.5". All right, now we're talking. Starting corner with outside, inside versatility. So we got two guys in Jack Jones out of Arizona State. And, we got a Longhorn here. I got to click on there. 6 foot 191. I really like Josh Thompson, but I'm going to put my Longhorn bias aside. Let's see what the wide receiver position. So there's two possible corners that you can go there, just that our scheme fits. I haven't gone through these guys' film yet. Velus Jones is there, ladies and gents. So we're going Velus Jones, wide receiver out of Tennessee. Again, he is a 6 foot 190. Developmental slot receiver, return guy. He's all about speed. He's a lot of fun. So, do we go wide receiver or do we go corner here? Wide receiver or corner? Throw it in there. I'm seeing Jones. I'm seeing Tate Jones with fire. Tim he's on there. I think everybody's talking about it, man. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'll give you guys just wide receivers coming in. That's just kind of where it seems like it's going to be. I love it. Now, as these more votes come in and you guys kind of talk to me about what you want, I do want to let you know next Sunday, the 27th, so this Sunday, at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be having our Jerry Rice tier monthly Zoom hangout. If you want to join that, just head over to Patreon. You can join there. We do it once a month. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be going over 49ers free agents, who we should keep, what they're going to be paid, what kind of range it is, things like that, and just prioritizing how we should spend our free agent money. Again, head over to patreon.com. Just search 49ers Rush Podcast. It pops up. And the link is in the description of this video and or podcast if you want to check that out. That's there for you guys as well. So I'm seeing lots of wide receivers. I'm interested. It's crazy. And I think it's a good value pick. We talked about Velus Jones, the wide receiver, last round, but we still got him. So now we've got Majai Standers, edge from Cincinnati. We've got Jalen Petrie, safety from Baylor. We got Lindstrom, the center from Boston College. And we got Velus Jones, wide receiver from Tennessee. You know, it's a weapon. It's another weapon. So we got two guys that can kind of help Trey Lance go through kind of what, his development, which is going to be a lot of fun. Jones would be awesome. Yeah, I love it. Let's see here. Check out Dubs. Thanks, Steven. Who you talking about? Dubs. Help me out with that one. Jack Jones next. I'm seeing lots of good stuff in there. Here we are. We're back on the clock at 171. No, we're not going to take any trades today. That's not really what we want to do. We still do not have a cornerback. Jack Jones, Arizona State, and Texas, Josh Johnson are there. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I am taking Jack Jones. That is all there is. Cornerback, Arizona State, 5'10.5", 174 pounds. He kind of does everything. Starting corner, outside, inside versatility, can do it all. I really, really like this kid. Excited to get to his tape. We're taking Jack Jones. Executive decision. I'm pounding the table. So we got our corner. Now, somebody asked me earlier today how many corners we drafting. I think we get at least one in free agency and one in the draft. And I think that's kind of what we do. So we've got edge, safety, center, wide receiver, cornerback. And to my people that say things like, oh, best player available, this is where that starts to happen. This is where. Now you're in round 6, 185th pick. There's a lot of people off the board. Now is where we saw the 49ers do this. This is where you start doubling up on positions. This is where you go best player available, right? You look at Elijah Mitchell. What did they say after they drafted him? It was just too good of a value. We couldn't give up on him anymore. It didn't matter that we traded up for Trey Sermon. We had to go get him, right? And I think that's kind of where we are now. And if you look at, now I'm going to go off big board, and there are some clear guys that I like. At the top of the board are two corners. Josh Thompson. 6-foot corner, 191, straight out of Texas. That's my boy. I love this dude. You've got Chase Lucas, cornerback out of Arizona State, 5'11", 181. He's a sub-package corner, kind of fits everything. That's what they've got written about him. I haven't watched his film yet. There's a stud linebacker out of Houston, but I think we're bringing all three of our linebackers back. I'm not prioritizing that position. There's a running back out of San Diego State. He's a change of pace, sorry, I could read. Heavy zone blocking run scheme, 5'11", 205, like that, but 6 rounds a little too early for running back in my taste still. If there was a stud there, that'd be fine, but cornerback is a major need. And we've seen the 49ers double up on positions of need. I'm going cornerback from Texas, Josh Thompson. I love it. We double dipped at the cornerback position, building depth, allow these developmental guys, because your starters are good if you bring back K'Wan Williams, because we didn't draft a corner high enough to start probably at the slot position, and you allow Jack Jones and Josh Thompson to develop. I think that's what you would need to do there. So hopefully you guys don't mind if I double dip there. I got 2 flame emojis from Niner by Nature, so that's going to help me sleep good tonight. And I will say this, it's not lost on me that mock drafts, for some reason, just piss people off. And that's okay. I don't mind making people upset. You could ask my students or my wife at times, because sometimes being upset is not a bad thing. You can be upset. This isn't real. This isn't real. But the whole process is here, not because we're going to end up with these players that we picked, but the process is here to figure out what caliber or type or group of players will be around in a certain range. And once you start to figure that out, then you can hone in, and that's when you can start talking about trading up, trading back, who falls, sleepers, things like that. And we're just not there yet. So here we are. We have 2 picks left. Pick number 251 in the 7th round and pick number 254. So these are guys, again, what are some needs? What do we got? What are we looking for? Let's look at a running back, because I think we will draft a running back, and this is a good time to do so. I'm not going to be breaking down, 200 the 50th running back. But I'm looking for somebody that fits the outside zone stretch. That's what I want. Is there a speed category on here? Because I want to know who can freaking run. And once we get through the combine, that's going to help us a lot. So we got Jerrion Ely out of Ole Miss, outside stretch zone guy. We got Devontae Price from Florida International. He's a 6'2", 215 guy. Yeah, I'm going to say no on that one. He's a little too big. Zonovan Knight, 5'11", 210. I'm cool with that. Number 2 back and a kick returner, zone fit. I'm sold, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking Zonovan Knight, running back. NC State. He is a kick returner and fits the outside zone system. I like that. Let's go back to all. Let's see what we got here. Other positions of need that perhaps we haven't addressed. Quarterback and linebacker are secondary needs listed by the Draft Network, but I don't want to play that. I want another wide receiver. And we look at, because again, currently, the only 3 wide receivers we have under contract is Jawan Jennings, who's, he's a restricted free agent, so he doesn't get to negotiate anywhere. He'll be back. Debo and Ayuk. We need depth. So we've got Trey Turner, wide receiver from Virginia Tech, 6'2", 190. Ooh, I ain't mad at that. Inside, outside wide receiver, and a top 3 option. He's a spread system. Not necessarily what we run. We got Mike Harley from Miami, the U. Field stretching slot receiver. Oh, yeah. I'm sold. That's going to be my last pick. Wide receiver, 5'9", 175. Mike Harley. He's going to take Travis Benjamin's job day 1. That's what we're going to take. So we walk out of this draft because we kept all of our original picks, but we did the Jimmy Garoppolo trade for number 40. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. They don't have the comp picks in there. I guess they did have some of them. But anyway, that's what they got us at. Again, just recapping, pick 40, we took edge player from Cincinnati, Majai Sanders. Pick 61, safety, Jalen Petrie from Baylor, 93. Alec Lindstrom, center, Boston College. 132, Velus Jones Jr. That would be everybody's favorite pick probably in this draft. They'd be really excited about him. Wide receiver, Tennessee. 171, Jack Jones, corner, Arizona State. Can't believe he fell. I don't think that he will fall that far, but that would be wonderful. Pick 185, Josh Thompson, cornerback, Texas. Double dip there. We got a running back pick, Zonovan Knight, running back from NC State. And our last pick, 254, Mike Harley, wide receiver, Miami. That was freaking fun. I really enjoyed that. I appreciate you guys letting me jump on here and talk about some of these picks that are there. That was fun. That was fun. And, we'll do a couple more of these. Let me know what you guys think. We'll set one up where we do a trades and like all that kind of stuff. And we'll do some like, if I was the GM, what would I do? We'll do some what I think the, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan will do. We'll do all those things and break that up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know. Email me. Contact me always. Always appreciate you guys' insights. Come hang out with us this Sunday. Again, over on Patreon. That's going to be a blast. Really looking forward to that. And just want to say thanks. It's draft season, baby. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And as always, stay strong, faithful.